So Medicaid is an issue that's been in the news a lot lately. It's become a major issue in the governor's race, but the auditor's office also has a role to play. Ms. Mosiman, your office ordered a review of the Medicaid program back in June, asking to look at how much the state's actually saving and where that savings is coming from amid a lot of fluctuating reports. So are voters going to see that information before they go to the polls in November?
For those of you that have worked with me in the past, I can't answer specifics about a work in process. We did recognize after there was different information out there that we needed to provide some financial clarity. An audit does typically not audit the savings, but because there was confusion about the savings, we wanted to address this issue. So ideally, the method of determining how the savings would be gauged would be worked into the implementation of the privatization process or into the law, and it wasn't in this case. And we did comment on that as this privatization first took place. But that being said, now that we've had a couple of years of this process, there are some numbers for us to work with. We are seeing the same information that has been publicly reported in the media. And when we get done with our work, it will be a report that is complete, that will be comprehensive, and that will be verifiable, because that's the key information that is needed from finance, is that people can trust the information. But will it be released before the election date? I can't answer that because we have never let the political process dictate our work product. We are doing this in addition to our statutory work as well as our ongoing investigations, but we do have this as a priority.
And Mr. Sand, what is the auditor's role in overseeing the Medicaid program, and how would you address this issue?
This is the office that's supposed to be a watchdog for Iowa taxpayers. And I think one thing that a watchdog should be doing is, as soon as there's a major change, you ought to be sniffing around. I look at Medicaid privatization and I see a program that has been a revolution for Iowans. People who are on the program, care providers in the state of Iowa, we are in a state of upheaval with this issue. And to me, while I agree that the audit or the examination shouldn't be political, it ought to acknowledge the fact that people are going to be walking into their voting booths in a couple of weeks here with a really important decision to make. And I think they deserve to have clarity and transparency in making that decision. It doesn't mean that that determines what the result is. It should be a dig down into finding out what the truth is. And Iowans ought to know what the truth is. There was a program that my opponent was on radio a few weeks ago where she said that providing financial clarity was a goal if re-elected. And then just about a week after that, Jerry Foxhoven at DHS said he was expecting any day now a report to be issued. So I am curious to know what is going on behind the scenes there and whether or not there's been political pressure provided.
Ms. Mosen, do you care to respond to that?
I read that same article from the director of DHS, and I don't know where that particular remark came from. So we do not communicate with the entity when we're going to release the report, specifically when it's a work in process.
But you know how this looks. You're a Republican. This is a controversy that's got the governor behind the 8 ball. It looks to a lot of people like you're slow walking this thing in order to keep her from taking a bad hit on Election Day. How do you say to that?
I will say without any qualms whatsoever, we do not work for the governor. We do not work for the General Assembly. We are an autonomous office. We work for the people of Iowa. This is an important issue. You should want the information to be complete. You should want it to be comprehensive. You should want it to be verifiable. That takes time, and you can't push the auditor's office based on, or you can't push a financial information office on behalf of a political calendar. I understand the priority and I understand the election calendar. It will be issued. I just can't give you an exact date, or I would be also behaving politically in an office because I would be dropping the statutory duties and the other ongoing investigations. Everything we do in the auditor's office is important. There's statutory deadlines, there's sometimes other outline factors, but we do understand the importance of getting this information to the people of Iowa.